President Trump appears to be lowering the temperature with Iran while keeping all options on the table. The White House says there will be, quote, grave consequences if the Iranian regime resumes the killing of protesters. But the president has also been encouraged by reports that Iran has halted executions. Thousands initially took to the streets of Iran late last month. The protests kicked off over the country's economic turmoil, but expanded into one of the country's largest anti-government demonstrations. Retired U.S. Navy Vice Admiral Robert Murrett joins us now. He's also the deputy director of the Syracuse University Institute for Security Policy and Law. Thank you so much for being here. What are your thoughts on the current situation in Iran and where its leadership stands?
Yeah, Lindsay, I think as you said, the temperature has been lowered a little bit. They seem to have peaked in terms of the level of violence, both in terms of the regime's response, but it seems to be cooling off a little bit. And the communications that have taken place between the United States and the Iranian regime have actually, in one sense, been fruitful if it does succeed in having them stop the killings. There, as you know, some press reports that they were getting ready to execute 800 people, and apparently that's been called off. So that's a positive thing that's come out of this. Although, to step back, just 2 points I would make. One, this was a level of killings and suppression, which is different in scale from anything we've seen in the last few years of protest movements. And the other thing, it hasn't really solved any of the underlying problems that exist in Iran, nor the anger that so many of their people have against the regime.
What about neighboring Arab states? Certainly, they've been watching what's unfolded. What's their level of involvement in terms of de-escalation?
Yeah, Lindsay, my understanding is it's been very helpful. They acted as intermediaries on several issues, and there are some credible press reports that a couple of the Gulf states, Saudi Arabia and so forth, weighed in and tried to reduce tension somewhat, and also lobbied against any kind of strong kinetic action that would have been, like large-scale airstrikes against Iran because of the second-order effects that they might have had. So that was probably helpful as well. There's even some reports I would also mention that as part of these talks, the Iranians even floated the idea of renewing some discussions relating their nuclear program and something along those lines that may be linked to relief from the sanctions that they're suffering under now. So that would be a positive development if those talks would go forward.
Robert Murrett, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Lindsay. We'll see you.